Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to a new video of Tar Heels Red Storm Diary. The Tar Heels, they played against Cal Golden Bears yesterday. And for the second consecutive game, Carolina lost in the Bay Area. They lost to Stanford 95-90 on Wednesday. And yesterday they lost 84-78 against Cal. The difference between last year's Carolina team and this year, last year they didn't have enough talent. This year they do. This year they have a way more talented team, so there's no excuse. It is unbelievable how poorly their defense has been playing lately. In this game against Cal, they gave up so many open looks. Cal was draining three after three after three after three. It was like I was watching the home run derby, but from a three-point contest. Or maybe I should say this was like the All-Star weekend, the early All-Star weekend of a three-point shooting contest. Cal was just on a mission. When they went up on an 11-0 run the first half, it's like Carolina, it took them a while to answer back. But they absolutely dominated the first half against North Carolina. Carolina, they trailed as many as like 19 or 20 points at one point. I do give credit to Carolina for fighting back in the second half. They cut the deficit to 3 when Henry Vasar made that 3, but then it was a little too late. Justin Pippen, who was the son of Basketball Hall of Fame legend Scottie Pippen, he had a good game. He had 19 points, and he made clutch free throws down the stretch, which iced the game, and the Golden Bears won over North Carolina. So Cal improves to 14-5, 2-4 in conference play. As for the Tar Heels, they are 14-4 now. John Camden, he scored 20 points for the Golden Bears. Caleb Wilson, he led Carolina with 17 points. Henry Vasar had 14 and 10 rebounds. The Bears lead Dora, he grabbed a game-high 12 boards. He was one of the X factors in this game. But yes, I feel that the 11-0 run in the first half was huge in why Carolina, they were down so early. But again, coaching and defense was a factor in this game. Hubert Davis, as I said before, I like him as a person. I'm just not the biggest fan of his coaching style, his coaching philosophy. And I don't know, but I just feel like right now the Tar Heels are slowly out of sync. I'm saying slowly because this is still a very good team, but it's right now lately it's not looking good. It's just not. Like I said, they have the talent, but what I'm seeing from defense, what I'm seeing the lack of adjustments is concerning. And now their next matchup is against Notre Dame, which will be on Wednesday. So let's see how they will respond against Notre Dame. But they need to stop the bleeding. They have to. And now moving on to the St. John's. St. John's, as we know lately, they parted ways with the general manager. We don't know all the details about the behind the scenes and why he got fired. He was a very big part in the recruiting process and everything that was a plus for the Red Storm from last year's success. So I feel that something happened that we might not know. Something tells me it has to do like money situation. So I'm curious. I'm curious. I hope more stuff comes out later in the future about what really happened went down between the general manager and the St. John's program. I just hope that whoever takes his place does a much better job, because St. John's, they're getting hot at the right time, and winning the Big East is obviously the goal, but the bigger goal is to win the national championship, in which as a St. John's fan, I want to see that. If it's not the Tar Heels, then definitely St. John's that I want to win I want to see them win the national title, because, as I said before, both of them are my favorite, two of my favorite teams in college basketball. But their next matchup, they need to turn their attention to their matchup against St. Hall. Classic Big East opponent, Big East matchup. They have a lot of history. They faced each other so many times. St. John's is 65-50 against St. Hall. 65 wins, 50 losses. They're currently on a 3-game winning streak against St. Hall. The last time these two teams have met was last year, March 1st, 2025, in which St. John's won by 10, 71-61. So St. John's, like I said, they've been playing very well lately, and this is just another game that they have to take care of business. So the game will be played at Madison Square Garden, which will be on Tuesday, January 20th at 7 p.m. St. Hall is ranked number 25. So this is a good challenge for St. John's. They have to beat St. Hall. They have to. St. Hall is 14-4 this year. They're a good team, so they have to take care of business. And that does it for this video of Tar Heels Red Storm Diary. Stay tuned for the next content and any more news and updates about the Tar Heels and St. John's. Have a great Sunday. Be safe. And may God bless each and every one of you. Take care.